Hey guys, what's up? So we're here for a very quick gameplay of Corvus Glaive. And while we're at it, we're gonna go through his skills and check out how they work. First is your passive skill. Your passive skill basically gives you another chance at life. 50% of any damage you take gets converted into Dark Soul. You see the stuff right beside your green HP? The one that looks like a shield? Well, that's not a shield. That's your dirty Dark Soul. If you die, or to be more precise, if you get hit by a fatal blow, a blow that would have otherwise killed you if not for your passive skill, then you will kneel down for 4 seconds instead, then get revived. The Dark Soul you had before basically becomes your HP. So the more Dark Soul you had before dying, the more HP you'll get when you revive. This skill has a 210 seconds cooldown. Now here's the important thing you need to know about this skill. You're basically only allowed to have Dark Soul that's equivalent to Corvus Glaive's 15% max HP. Anything that goes beyond that will decrease slowly, 100 per second to be exact. But that doesn't mean you can't have all the Dark Soul you want. You can still drown in your dirty Dark Soul. Reviving in almost full HP is even possible. You can easily exceed that 15% limit. It's just that you have to know that it won't last long. So if you have a huge ton of Dark Soul, then you can dive into the enemy line, do all the damage you can do, or even tank for your team. Then embrace death, and then revive with tons of HP. What you don't want to do though is going full kamikaze with an itsy bit of Dark Soul. Unless you enjoy that kind of stuff, Anastasia. Another trait that your passive has is it lets your basic attack deal additional damage every 12 seconds. That 12-second cooldown can be reduced by 4 seconds each time you hit an enemy hero with your skill. Anyway, with that covered, let's go to your first skill. Your first skill lets you swing your spear in a cone-shaped area. If your target gets hit with the edge of your spear, they get more damage. Double the damage to be precise. And it also gives a slowdown effect. To make it easier, here is the exact line of that edge. Also, if you hit an enemy hero with the edge of your spear, you can regen some HP. The more enemy hero you hit, the more HP you regen. But the maximum regen you can get is only from 3 enemy heroes. So even if you hit 5 enemy heroes or 100, the regen you get is only the same as hitting 3 enemy heroes. You can use the skill again since it's actually a 2-hit skill. It deals damage, but this time the skill range is very narrow. Also in the skill description, it says, enemy struck will be hit with a certain amount of damage and plus his basic attack. This is the confusing part, the plus his basic attack. I thought it was like an additional damage, but that's not the case. Well, not exactly. What they actually meant here is that this second hit of your skill is also considered a basic attack. It can have the properties of a basic attack. For example, if you have critical items, then this skill has a chance to do a critical hit as well. Or a perfect example is the Knight Sword and its passive. It says your next basic attack after using an ability will deal an additional damage. Since the second part of your skill is considered a basic attack, then it can trigger that passive as well. Knight Sword, by the way, is one of Corvus Glaive's core items, since it's just perfect for his 1-2 hit from his first skill. But wait, that's not all. Even though the second hit of your first skill is considered a basic attack, it's still technically a skill. And since the passive of the item Knight Sword doesn't have a cooldown, if you perform a regular basic attack right after the second hit from your first skill, then you will trigger that passive of the Knight Sword again. You've basically triggered it twice in a row. And there's even more, guys. Remember your passive skill, right? Every 12 seconds, your basic attack does additional damage with a 12-second cooldown. And with every skill hit to an enemy hero, it reduces by 4 seconds. So those 2 hits from your first skill is already 8 seconds. Also, since the second hit of your first skill is also considered a basic attack, then you can trigger your passive with this as well. This is just insane, man. You're gonna be triggering all sorts of stuff. And that's just the Knight Sword, man. You can even add Starlight Armor, which is a defense item, but still basically works like Knight Sword. Or how about Valkyrie Bow, another item that gives good stuff to basic attacks. Or Silent Hunter, or God Slayer, or Sky Shadows, or Mjolnir. Not to mention your critical hits that you can also trigger with the second hit. Corvus Glaive, why? Well, all of those items are good, but the perfect one for him is the Knight Sword. Starlight's armor would have been great as well, but since part of its damage is based on the user's maximum HP, it kinda works better for tanks. Anyways, let's move on, man. His first skill will drive me insane. Next is your second skill, which is a blink skill. You dash in a specified area as well as dealing damage. If you hit an enemy hero in your path, your dash will stop and you will throw your target over your shoulder. Next is your ultimate. You create a black hole underneath your opponents. It damages them and slows them down. This black hole will explode after 1.2 seconds, pulling any heroes still inside towards its center, and also dealing the same amount of damage as your first hit. With that said, guys, you will want to keep your opponents inside the black hole within that 1.2 seconds. Even with the 40% slowdown effect that comes from your ultimate, it won't be enough to make them stay. Unless your first hit was dead center and if they don't have a blink or dash skill. Anyways guys, that's it. I think we're done being a nerd on Corvus Glaive skills. Enjoy the rest of this Corvus gameplay.
An enemy turret has been destroyed. Legendary! An ally hero has been defeated. Double KO. Triple KO. Attack. Legendary!
So there we go guys, what do you think of Corvus? Would you buy him? Share your thoughts in the comment section. That's all for this video, thank you for watching.